all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Namrata here. Hope you all are doing great, and in this video what I'm going to share with you today is my absolute favorite, that is testing out an eyeshadow palette. And you might already know, lately I'm so obsessed with eyeshadow palettes. Not only eyeshadow palette, any kind of palette. I love to play with different texture, different pigments. I just can't describe in words like how obsessed am I. Anyway, so today the palette I'm talking about, you might already know which one it is, but it's from one of my favorite brands, Huda Beauty. It's their newly launched Nude Naughty Palette. And let me tell you guys, I've been waiting for this palette for so long. Ever since I saw this palette on Instagram, I knew I need to grab this gorgeous lady, and luckily last week I picked this up from Sephora VIP sale and I got a little bit of discounts. That never hurts. So let me show you the shades. I think this is the most gorgeous neutral palette you could ever have. This is so bougie, and I already did a very quick hand swatch with the shades, and I felt some of the metallics and all the mattes in it are rich with pigments and very high quality. But again, some of the shades like the marble toned shades put me in a very confused state of mind. I think I said it right. Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I still need to play with this marble toned shadows more to know it better. So let's just try some of the shades and create a look with it. So as you can see, I'm already done with my eyebrows. So at first I'm gonna prep my eyelids with the Huda Beauty concealer. Well, as I'm priming my eyelids right now, let me share with you the swatches and a little more details of this palette in the meantime.
So this one is 18 pan eyeshadow palette, and it contains all the palm tone, dark chocolatey taupe kind of neutral shades. And here is the first row. It has most of the cool tones, some marble shadow and some shimmer and mattes. And in the second row, I think I'm gonna use this row the most. It has all the bold neutral shades, and just look how pigmented all these shades are. The shimmers in it felt very creamy, wet to touch. And in the third row there is a very unique texture that's just like a gloss. I think you can use it as eyeshadow topper, and the shade I'm talking about is Slippery.
Alright, I'm done prepping my eyelids and now I can put some colors on it. So you might already know that it's a 18 pan eyeshadow palette, so the price is a little more than the previous big palettes. Like that used to be I think 63 or 65, now it's 67. I think that's because of the packaging. There is a little bit of change. I hope many of you already noticed that it's a plastic packaging, very sturdy, good quality packaging, but earlier it used to be of cardboard like the previous Huda palettes. These are all made of cardboard, but now it's little different, little better. I think this is why they increased the price a little bit, but still itself a very expensive palette, I can agree, but I think it would owe the price with its quality and the exclusive textures. Let's see how it actually works on my eyes. So let's just start with the matte shade. Okay, I haven't planned any particular look in my mind yet. I'll just go with the flow. So let's start with this matte shade right here. It's called Juicy, and I'm just applying it on my crease. So far I'm loving this color payoff. I think it's very easy to work with. Just with 2 layers I got this pigment and blending so smoothly. And now I'm gonna go with the darker shade. I think I'll try this shade right here. This is called Untamed, and when I was swatching I felt this is the darkest shade of this palette. So let's just put it in the sides. So I think I'm gonna do a sultry palm tone halwai today. So let's just do that. Okay, now I'm gonna use this compact detailing brush. Wow, just with the first tap you can see I got a lot of pigments. All I'm doing here is placing that pigment very gently in the outer corner, and in the same way I'm gonna put this shade in the inner corner as well. Wow, both the matte shades I used till now, you can see pigment wise these are spot on and very true to color, like the one you are seeing on the pan, the same color you can see on your eyes, which is not always, you know, happening with other palettes, especially when it comes to the darker color like the one I'm applying right now. It's Untamed and it's literally not taming down, like it's so on point. Well, now I need to blend these edges, so I thought to use another matte shade. So I'm gonna go with this shade right here. It's called Arouse. It's a very brownish taupe color. Wow, it blended so effortlessly, like in no time. Mostly this kind of dark tone palm or purple shade takes time to blend, but this one is complete exception. Honestly, I'm so impressed till now. And in the middle, I'm gonna apply a little bit of concealer before I put any metallic shadow. Okay, now I'm super confused. I literally don't know which one should I pick, but I think I'm gonna apply this shade right here. It's called Shameless. I'm gonna put that in the sides again, and in the middle I'm gonna put this bright champagne or golden kind of shade. It's called Tantric. And one more thing I need to talk about now. I have seen a lot of people complain about Huda's metallic shadows. So many people say they are not pigmented. I don't know how to work with it. Yes, you can't really work with any of these metallic shadows with the brush. I have experienced it in the past. That's a bit frustrating, I can understand, but it works best with fingertips, or you can use this kind of a sponge tip applicator. I hope this is what it calls. So you can find this kind of applicator in any of the drugstores, and also on Huda Beauty website you'll find this kind of brushes. So let's just pick this shade right here. These are super creamy and full of pigments. Now all I'm doing is just blending these edges with this brush, and you can also use your fingertips. Just tap very gently and it will be all blended because it's very soft to touch, so it blends so effortlessly. Alright, I think this particular shadow is duotone. You'll find little color shift from different angle. It has a little bit of pink and purple in it. That's how I feel so far, but you can see how gorgeous it looks. Already my eyes are looking so well done and so gorgeous. And now I'm gonna go with this champagne metallic shadow. Now I'm gonna put it right in the center, and again I'm using this same sponge tip applicator, but now I'm gonna use this clean side. Just pressing it in the middle. Alrighty, I think now you can see both the metallic shadows clearly. The colors are very much visible yet very well blended, and this is what actually impressing me so much, that these shadows are very easy to work with. It's been only 20 minutes, not more than 20 minutes since I started this eye makeup, and the shadows are working so effortlessly. And this last metallic shadow, Tantric, which I put in the middle, has little bit of fallouts. You can see little bit of glitters all over my cheek. So yeah, this is it. But before that I haven't found any fallouts with any other shadows. Well, now I'm gonna clean up my skin and then I'll do the base makeup off camera, and then I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm back with the base makeup on, except the highlighter. That's what I'll do at the end. And now it's time to do the rest of the eye makeup. So for that I'm gonna go with this matte shadow one more time. This is in the shade Spicy, okay, which is very much similar to Untamed, which I used in the sides of my eyelid. So now I'm going to use Spicy, which is a little more in the burgundy side. So I'll use a very compact small brush. think this shade is looking pretty similar to this one which I put in the sides and the upper lid. This is not done. I'm paying for 18 different shadows, different shades, right? It shouldn't be repetitive, but this is what I'm noticing now. But the pigment you can see is spot on, it's so on point. And now I switch to this mini round tip flat brush and going with this matte shade one more time to blend these edges. Okay, now I'm gonna fill in my waterlines very quickly with this Huda Beauty Lifeliner, and now I'm gonna use the pencil side. Alright, my eyes are almost done, and now it's time to put a little bit of glittery shadow in the inner corners. And for that I thought to go with this marble shadow right here. It's called Flower Power. It's basically a mix of 3 different shades. It has a golden, little bit of light champagne metallic shade, and a bit of matte taupe kind of shade. So it's mix of 3 different shades. So let's see how it actually looks on my eyes. So I'm using this kind of flat brush and trying to mix all 3 shades. I hope this is how I should use it. Honestly, I think this marble shadow is a little gimmicky. I can't find 3 different shades in it. So I don't think there is any point of putting 3 different blend into it if I can't see it here. So yeah, it's just looking a very champagne golden kind of shimmer shadow. And let me show you a quick swatch, like, see. But however the way it looks on my eyes, I like it so much. You can see it added very nice glow in the inner corners. Okay, now I'm gonna complete this eye makeup with mascara followed by falsies, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts. And I'm back with the full face of makeup on, and I just noticed that it's almost full face of Huda Beauty, almost. And now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. So you already know that I noticed some good things as well as some not so good things about this shadows. So the first thing I'd say, these are very highly pigmented, and the blending power of this eyeshadows are so amazing. So you don't have to think twice from this aspect, but I know it's a little too expensive. So I'd say if you are into makeup and if you're doing it professionally, especially on clients, then I'd highly recommend this palette, because you don't have to spend a lot of time on layering your eyeshadows and blending it. It's very easy to work with. And the second thing is the color story of this eyeshadow palette is so good, especially if you're working on a medium to dark, even a very dark skin tone, then you can use this palette as a perfect neutral or nude eyeshadow palette. But if you are working on a light skin color, or if you are someone of a light skin tone and thinking of buying it as a nude palette, then I'd say it won't be the perfect option for you, because it's a way too dark as a nude for a light skin color. But skin color like mine and the similar and little darker, you can definitely grab this one. Another thing I was thinking, that if you have the Huda Nude Obsessions palette, like the one I have in medium, so if you have this medium and dark, then you can skip this, because altogether the shades you have here, the shadows you'll get in this Naughty palette are pretty much similar. So you can skip it if you have both the palettes. I think it comes in 3 different colors, like light, medium and dark. I have only medium, but I really wanted to experience this super dark palm and chocolatey shades of this palette. So my experience is so good with this palette, except 1 or 2 things, like one repetitive shades which I found, but that might look little different on different skin color. But In my experience, I'd say both are looking so similar on my eyes as well as when I hand swatched it. And the other thing I found, some of the metallic shadows have fallout, so you better do your eyes first when you are using any metallics from this palette. But the mattes are so good, very well pressed pigment, you won't have a lot of fallouts. I think overall it's a great palette. If you don't think of the price aspect, then I'd say it's a great palette, and also comes with a big mirror which makes it so convenient to travel with. So overall my experience is so good with this palette. If it was not pigmented or if it was patchy on my eyes, I would have been so angry because I spent quite a lot of money on it. But no, I'm so happy. I always expect good quality when I'm buying anything from Huda Beauty, and up to till date I never been disappointed except once or twice in the past. But overall my experience is so good with this palette. You can grab this right now. I think still that Sephora sale is on. You can grab this. So this is it for today's video. I'm gonna make another video on this palette, like 3 or 4 looks using the same palette, probably after a few videos. So this is it. I'll be back with the next one. Till then, bye bye, take care.